guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make spaghetti alla carbonara. A lot of you have been asking for this recipe, and it's super simple. It basically uses a few ingredients, which you probably already have in your fridge, so I'm really excited to show it to you. Let's go over the ingredients so we can get started. You're going to need 1 small chopped onion, about 4 to 5 slices of bacon chopped, 2 eggs, about 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, some fresh Parmigiano Reggiano, and you're going to need some spaghetti. That's very simple. You're also going to need just a touch of olive oil and salt and pepper. Now you probably already have these ingredients in your fridge, so why not make this dish tonight? So good. It takes very little time to make, about 15 minutes from start to finish. And the easiest, most delicious spaghetti alla carbonara, you'll find it right here. So first thing you're going to do is take a large pot, fill it with water, give a nice generous sprinkling of salt, and bring that up to a boil so you can have it ready by the time you put in your spaghetti in. So, second thing you want to do is take a nice skillet with high sides, put about a teaspoon of olive oil in there. A teaspoon, not a tablespoon. You want to preheat it over medium heat so we can now go over there and saute our bacon. First thing you want to do is put your spaghetti into your boiling water. And I'm just going to take my tongs and zhuzh this up and make sure that they are submerged in the water. Give this a nice little toss. Now we're just going to add our bacon to our preheating olive oil in our nonstick skillet. Now traditionally, you're supposed to use pancetta. Pancetta is really very similar to bacon. The only difference is it's not smoked. But the reason why I use bacon is because it's number 1, what I had in the fridge. Number 2, it's just as delicious. And number 3, everybody can find bacon. It can be a little bit difficult to find pancetta, so it's really no difference to it. I like to use a nice lean center cut bacon. That's my preference, but any bacon you have on hand will do. So just cook this over medium-high heat until it's nice and crisp, but not too crisp because we're going to continue to cook it with our onions. Our bacon's cooking up really nicely, starting to get nice and crisp. At this point, you want to add in your finely chopped onion. This is 1 small onion. And the reason why I'm not adding any salt is because the bacon is very salty and I don't want to overdo it. But I do want to add a good amount of black pepper because cracked black pepper, which I'm going to put here and in a little sauce we're going to make, is a huge important part of a really good traditional carbonara. Carbonara is very easy. It's just bacon and eggs, or pancetta and eggs really. And everywhere you go in Italy has their own way of making it. I'm from southern Italy. I'm from Naples. This is the way we make it and we are proud of it. So let this just cook together for a few minutes until the onions start to cook down. And while that happens, I am going to go back to the counter and show you how to make a sauce to go with it. Now in a small bowl, we're going to put in 2 eggs, 2 cracked eggs, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, a ton of freshly ground black pepper, well as much as you like I should say. And remember, this is very important into a traditional carbonara recipe, and a really generous amount of Parmigiano Reggiano. And this is it. This is the sauce. We're going to just put a tiny bit of salt in there, not too much, because remember, our pasta water is well seasoned. Our bacon is very salty. Our cheese is very salty, so we don't want to overdo it. That's a pretty good amount, I would say. Perfect. Now, we're not really going to cook this, and you'll see. You'll see how this comes together. A pinch of salt. And I'm just going to use my little whisk here and just mix this together. Now we have our sauce together. I'm going to set this aside. Now all I did here was take my bacon and onions off the stove, and this is important that you do this off the burner because you don't want to scramble the eggs. I drained my pasta. I'm just going to add it to the bacon and onions, just like so. Now very quickly, you're going to add in your egg and cream and Parmigiano Reggiano sauce, and you're going to have to work this really fast. That's perfect, because you don't really want to scramble the eggs. But you see how they're starting to cook? That's exactly what you want. I can't even describe how perfect this is every single time. As long as you take the pan off the burner, you'll have a perfect carbonara every single time. Just stir this together to mix. Smells like heaven in here. It's amazing. Let me just plate this up. Oh boy. That's perfection in my book, right there. That's the way a carbonara should be. It should not be drenched in sauce. It should not be curdled and ugly and scrambled. It should be silky, smooth. Every strain of spaghetti should be coated in that sauce. And I can't tell you how good this smells. I mean, you really should be here for this. I'm just going to take this a bite of this. I'm going to embarrass myself, I know it. On the money. That is so amazing. Now you know you have all these ingredients in your fridge, so you know you need to get in your kitchen and make this recipe. And if you want to get all the measurements and ingredients for everything, you know where to find it. www.laurenkitchen.com. I'll see you next time. Bye.